Hey there. Tonight we're stepping into a world where lightning bolts weren't the only things Zeus held. This isn't a love story, it's a survival guide. We'll trace the lives of those unfortunate enough to be tied to the king of the gods. From Hera's eternal patience to the mortals who paid dearly for divine attention. Their tales are woven with jealousy, deception, and the kind of drama even Olympus couldn't contain. If this kind of mythology helps you drift off, feel free to like the video and subscribe, but only if it truly helps you rest. And tell me in the comments where you're listening from and what time it is. There's something oddly comforting about imagining all of us scattered across the world, falling asleep to the same old stories of chaos and lightning. So get comfortable, let the world quiet down, and listen closely to what it was really like to be married to Zeus. Zeus, king of the gods, ruler of the sky, and occasional bringer of lightning-related property damage, was not exactly the image of domestic peace. He was the final child of Cronus and Rhea, and like most of his family, his early life began with an act of mild horror. Cronus, having been warned that one of his children would overthrow him, decided to swallow each one at birth. His wife Rhea, understandably exhausted by this routine, hid the newborn Zeus in a cave on Crete and handed her husband a rock wrapped in cloth instead. In that cave, tended by nymphs and fed on the milk of a divine goat named Amalthea, Zeus grew up surrounded by the sounds of sacred drums and shields. The Chorites, armored dancers, would clash their weapons to drown out the infant's cries so Cronus wouldn't hear. It was an odd childhood, but then again, Greek gods were never known for normal family dynamics. When Zeus came of age, he returned to set things right. He tricked Cronus into regurgitating his swallowed siblings, a deeply unpleasant image, and led them in a 10-year war against the Titans. When the smoke cleared, Zeus stood triumphant, his brothers Poseidon and Hades at his side. They divided the cosmos by drawing lots. Poseidon took the sea, Hades claimed the underworld, and Zeus took the sky, and, it must be said, everything else he fancied. From that moment onward, Zeus ruled Olympus with the confidence of someone who believed the universe was a personal inheritance. His throne was gilded, his beard magnificent, and his thunderbolts hand-forged by Hephaestus himself. Mortals prayed to him for rain, kings swore oaths in his name, poets sang of his justice. But justice in the world of Olympus was not the tidy, law-abiding concept we like to imagine. It was divine politics, absolute power, wrapped in cloud and lightning. The ancient Greeks didn't see their gods as moral exemplars. They were reflections of the world itself, majestic, unpredictable, and often unfair. Zeus embodied that paradox perfectly. To farmers, he was the bringer of rain and fertility. To sailors, the wind at their backs. And to anyone who lied under oath, he was the sudden flash of punishment that arrived without warning. Yet for all his might, Zeus had one particular weakness: himself. Specifically, his inability to keep his divine attention focused for more than 5 minutes without falling in love with someone. This would become a recurring problem for everyone. In most myths, Zeus appears less like a god-king and more like a mythological catastrophe in progress. He disguised himself as animals, clouds, and even showers of gold just to pursue mortals and immortals alike. One day he's an eagle carrying off Ganymede. The next, he's a swan wooing Leda.